In this video, we're going to be talking about a metric that I see very little people discussing when it comes to optimizing their performance on marketing campaigns. This goes across the board for many different platforms, but I'm going to be focusing on Facebook and Instagram today. And with this metric, it's going to really allow you to find the hidden pitfalls inside of your ads so you can optimize things better and ideally just lower your cost per acquisition, lower your different ad metrics so you can get more customers or more leads. Whatever your objective is, you can get more of those at a cheaper cost, and on top of that, higher quality leads. And I know that's a big thing that I hear from a lot of my partners and my clients is how can I get higher quality leads? This is a very important metric to look at to see how you can improve your ads and what ways to get higher quality leads. So let's not mess around anymore. Let me show you this metric, what it is, how to optimize it, and some different tests that I've run in the past and what I do currently to really optimize this thing through the roof. So let's get right into it. All right, so the metrics that we're talking about today is unique outbound click-through rate. So to find this one, you'll usually have to go and make a custom column inside of Facebook ads or YouTube or wherever you're doing this. So like I said, you want to look at unique outbound click-through rate right here. So you could do unique outbound click-through rate. You could do unique click-through rate as well. That's pretty good. But these are the real ones that you want to be looking at. Unique click-through rate, unique outbound click-through rate, and cost per unique outbound click. These three metrics, all these outbound clicks are really, really important to kind of see, hey, how well are my ads that I'm putting out there resonating with the people that they're being put in front of. If you can figure that out, you're going to be instantly allow yourself to really unlock more performance in your ad campaigns. So let me show you what this looks like. So just a little bit of background on some of these campaigns. This is a couple of new campaigns that I launched just a couple of days ago for my own company. We're trying to figure out and test new offers. So some of the ad stats aren't perfect because we're testing a lot of crazy different things in a lot of really different ways. So if you see like super high ad metrics, it's just because we're testing a lot of different things in a lot of different ways. So we can see how pairing and organizing things actually has an effect on performance. But this is going to be really helpful because it's going to allow me to see, hey, is this new offer I'm putting out there, is it actually resonating with people? Are people actually like clicking with it and understanding what they're going to get from it? So that's why this is important, just some background. So check this out. I went ahead and added those things here. These unique outbound ones are definitely the ones that I mainly like to look at. So unique outbound click-through rate. These cost per unique outbound click is actually going to be very similar to your cost per link click. In most cases, they're not going to be that different. So you usually don't need that one. It's really these unique outbound click-through rates and the unique click-through rate that you want to take a look at. And it looks like in most cases, those are the same too. So the number one metrics, just to make it super clear, unique outbound click-through rate. That's what you want to look at. And what you want to compare it to is the click-through rate as a whole. The click-through rate, like I've talked about in some previous videos, shows you how well the creative is grabbing the attention and stopping the scroll of someone that's scrolling on Facebook, Instagram, etc., right? Now, what the unique outbound click-through rate tells you, that's going to tell you, okay, out of all those people, how many of them are actually clicking out of that and how many of them are resonating with what you're saying. Comparing how well those two are aligning is going to give you huge insight into what you need to improve in your ad. So let's take a look at this, for example. This is actually a good example. So in this case, we've got a 1.95% click-through rate. That means that people are seeing the creative. It's doing pretty good at stopping their scroll, whatever this creative is, right? Now, if we take a look at the unique outbound click-through rate, that's at a 2%. Usually that unique outbound click-through rate will never exceed the click-through rate, but the closer you can get it to it, the better. Because what that's telling you is, hey, people that are scrolling through your feed, people that are seeing your ads, you're stopping them. And then this unique outbound click-through rate is actually getting them to click off of it. So whatever you're saying in the ad, the audience that you're putting them in front of, your ads in front of, the copy, the headline, whatever you're saying in there is resonating with those people that you're stopping the scroll with. So once again, this is a great metric, even in e-commerce, coaching, biz op, things like that. This is a great metric because your click-through rate is going to really give you a very specific outlook on the creative, whereas the unique outbound click-through rate is going to give you some details on exactly how well what you're saying is resonating with the people you're putting it in front of. So in this case, Awesome. This is working. This is doing what I want it to do, right? CPMs are a little bit expensive. Like I said, we're testing a lot of different things in different ways, but the cost per link click looks good. This link click-through rate looks good too. You could take this a step further. So I have these in a dynamic ad set right now, and if we take a look here, it's not breaking it down for me one by one, unfortunately, but I can see that whatever ad this is, it's actually doing a pretty good job at stopping people scroll, right? But some of these other ones are doing good too. They just need a little bit more time to test. But what this is telling me is that overall, the copy, right? So, and this is a super simple piece of ad copy, but whatever I'm saying here, paired with the audience, is just hitting the head of the nail, and it's really resonating with people beautifully. It's doing exactly what I want it to do. So in this case, I know that what I could do is take that copy, pair it in different ways with different things, and make it work, right? Now, the next one where you can see if something's not working so well is this one right here, and this is actually off. But if we take a look at this one, the click-through rate is only 0. Or let's look at this one actually. Take a look at this one. The click-through rate is at 1%. It's definitely not horrendous, but it's really not that great. I want it as close to 2% or more. So it's at 1% already. Creative is really not grabbing attention. But what really shows me that it's not resonating with the audience is this right here. The unique outbound click-through rate isn't even close to it. So it's maybe grabbing attention, but then people are like, no, screw this. I don't even want to mess with this thing. So to go back to the original kind of point of this, if you're getting low quality leads or you want to get higher quality leads, this is what you can look at. If you see that this one right here is working well for you and they're pretty close, you want to see, okay, well, how could I make it even better? How could I make the click-through rate and the unique outbound click-through rate even closer to each other to allow the quality of the lead and how much the lead is, or how much the person is resonating with what I'm saying better, right? How can I improve that process? The biggest thing that I've seen to allow this metric to increase and go where you want it to go is really going to come down to the copy. It's going to come down to the headline and the lead in more specifically. So take a look at this. Here is this one right here. Download the 50 ad creatives, 50 customizable winning ad creatives. I think the one thing that I could do to improve this metric across the board is we want to keep the audience the same because the audience is resonating with what I'm saying. I think I could lock the creative to make the creative have a higher click-through rate, right? So we can stop more people scroll. And I really think the headline would be good because right now the headline and the lead-in are almost too similar. I want them to grab the attention for different reasons, right? If this doesn't grab people's attention, I want the headline to grab someone's attention, right? A lot of the times people will think that you have to make these similar, but at the end of the day, you're taking up real estate and you're paying for real estate on the screen. So this is real estate right here. And if these are the exact same thing, I'm not utilizing the real estate in the best of my ability because I'm wasting money by having these two almost say the exact same thing. So here's exactly what I would do if we want to make this better. So let's duplicate it. And we saw actually one of those ads. We want to keep the audience the same. We actually saw one of those ads have a 4% click-through rate, right? And I believe it was, well, the top two were these ones, right? I've ran this one for a lot. This is a brand new creative. Let's cut that one and just do this one. And I'm going to turn this off so it's not dynamic. And let's drop the budget too. Always like to do odd numbers, like weird cent amounts. I can't even speak. Different cent amounts in my ads. The reason why, Facebook's just a bidding war at the end of the day. Same with YouTube, Instagram, whatever it is. So if you can outbid someone by 13 cents, cool. Even if it's 60 cents, that's awesome. And then odd numbers as well. People will be more familiar to use something like 25 bucks instead of 26. So I'm using 26, for example, just weird numbers, right? People will do $10 when they launch an ad, but not a lot of people will do like $11.67, right? So just a quick little tip there. Okay, so here's that. I'm going to do ad one. I just want to describe this here real quick. Yellow blur. And what we're going to do now is these two are very, very similar and they're very simple. I want to change this headline and make it something totally different. So let's go and look at the lander and see how I can make this better. Let's do that. That's actually a good one. The 80-20 rule of high performing ads, right? That's good. Totally different to what this lead in is. And I think that's awesome. The other thing I want to do is actually customize this a little bit more and write a longer piece of copy. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to do that real quick and I'll come back and show you what I wrote. Okay, awesome. So I made a little bit of more copy and added some of this here. I'll read it out for you guys. So download the 50 ad creatives I use to get my clients up to a 17 times ROI on paid ads. Get insider secrets to increasing your ROI on paid ad campaigns. I'm actually going to get rid of that. So I'll show you the exact ad creatives that have produced results up to 17 times returns for some of my biggest clients. This guide contains 50 downloadable and customizable ad creatives that you can start to use for yourself or your clients and start generating better results with paid ads. For less than $1 per creative, get access to the ad pack now. And then always have a call to action, right? Get access to the ad pack now. Just click learn more below and get access now, right? So super simple. I want to see if this increases my unique outbound click-through rate. And with that being said, it's a super easy way to really get that resonation of, I don't even know if that's a word, to increase how much your ad, your audience, and your copy is resonating with the people that you're putting it in front of. So many people complain about lead quality. And what they'll do is they'll immediately go to the audience in order to make changes. They'll say, oh, my lead quality sucks. I bet you it's the audience we're targeting. But who goes out there and targets like bad interests, right? No one does that. No one's like, I want really bad leads. Let me put in really bad targeting, right? And yes, some of it can be and can do with the targeting and what you're doing, and you could add more or take away to make it better. But with the iOS 14 changes, with how Facebook works nowadays, I've found that if you actually work on the copy more and you really look at those metrics of unique outbound click-through rate, it's going to give you a really easy way to go and optimize your ads and get higher quality leads. You see what's resonating the most with people, that's what you want to pour into. So with that being said, that's all for this video. Make sure you take a look at the unique outbound click-through rate. Such a great metric that'll give you really great insight into your ad campaigns. And then one last thing before you guys leave, if you want access to the funnel diagnostic cheat sheet, this is a cheat sheet I mentioned. I try to update it at least a couple of times a week with new videos and new resources. This is a full KPI sheet that you can take a look at and that you can use to make decisions on your ad campaigns. You can see, and it shows you what the KPI is, what it means at a third grade level, what it affects, and then different ways that you can actually influence it. You can go here, you can see, okay, if my click-through rate is really low, here are 3 ways that I can influence it, and there's videos on how to actually influence it as well. So take a look at this cheat sheet. It's a great way to optimize your ad campaigns and to kind of be a map to guide you on what you're doing. If you want access to it, there's a couple of ways that you can get it. One, message me on Instagram. My handle is just my name, Nicholas Corvesis. Shoot me a message. The second way is just to shoot me an email. You'll see in the description below that my Instagram and my email is there. Shoot me an email, ask me for access to the sheet, and I'll give it to you. No opt-in necessary. You can get it, and I want you guys to utilize it and get a ton of benefits out of this thing. Lastly, there'll be more resources down below in the description. You can join my Ad of the Week list where I send a free Ad of the Week that's been working really well for myself and my partners. That gets sent once a week, so feel free to join that as well. If you need anything else, be sure to reach out. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.